At last, we have an Oddly World Season 2 trailer, and this is really a full-on trailer. The U.S. Enterprise and Captain Christopher Pike will soon return. The trailer shows us a great deal of stuff, including return of Klingons during the 23rd 100 years, more thin tricks, and perhaps return of Segment 31. Goodness and experiences to the past, from investigating awfulness terrible second to your traditional star journey, fleeting hijinks with LAN and James C. Kirk, who will likewise be a visitor star in Season 2. Presently, we've additionally got, I accept, is the principal sound of our voice of our new boss architect, which is certainly fascinating. Thus, as usual, you know the drill. We'll separate the significant parts of this trailer and everything they can say to us about the new season. Click the subscribe button if you're looking forward to Strange Awards Season 2, which will air on June 15, 2023 on Paramount. You will soon receive all of the updated information you require, just as I am. Hello everybody, welcome to Trek Central. My name is Captain Jack. Now, if you really want to watch the trailer, there is a link in the video description down below. Unfortunately, and I realize it's aggravating, I can't show it to you completely in the video as Principal like to copyright our stuff. Truly, I would not joke about this. We received DMCA struck on Twitter last week for sharing a publicly available trailer as a gift. Crazy, yep, no doubt. However, I hope you can appreciate that we are still here to provide you with the most recent breakdown. What's more, please accept my apologies we can't show it to you in the video. I try, but copyright always prevails. Okay, let's break it down in that way. Furthermore, assuming we miss anything, you let us know. Okay, the first scene features some old-fashioned shuttle action. A shuttle is being piloted by Eric Ortega. The fact that the ship is covered in debris is interesting. Who knows if this was a plan to hide in the debris field behind the shuttle or if the debris got stuck there in some way. However, Erica claims that she carried out this particular maneuver numerous times throughout the war. This is mentioned in Starch at Discovery's first season's Klingon Federation War. It's ideal to reference this as though a portion of these characters went through. As a result, it's a nice and touching touch to observe the impact of this world and these characters. Captain Pike, Lan, Dotman, Benga, and Erica, a nice away team, are the crew above a shuttle in batats or gear. They seem to crash into the planet and then appear to rise again above the tree's canopy, which is clearly where the stake is. After this very interesting first shot of the Enterprise on what appears to be a purple misty moon that is very close to another planet's orbit, we get to know the rest of the story. The moon has a tall design ahead, yet nothing huge we can make out from this. Aside from the reality, we are getting peculiar new universes. This is exactly what I love about the show of the same name. Instead of the same Paramount parking lot, there are new planets and locations. This doesn't appear to be the main climate shot of the undertaking, as we get the venture on an exceptionally woodland-like planet. It's easy to get a sense of how big this planet and the Enterprise are by looking at the huge trees that surround it. It kind of reminds me of a great plan to work with Star Trek that Prodigy came up with for establishing Strange New Worlds. If you haven't watched the show yet, I recommend you do so, especially if you have young children or just want to watch it because you love megastars. We carried out that, oddly, universes laid out a very dim history for a ghastliness. However, she fundamentally joined Starfleet to move away from Earth after her folks and sibling kicked the bucket in a van mishap in Narrabee. This season seems to have a horror that is very much facing the past, transporting us to the shuttle accident and its aftermath. We don't have the foggiest idea how this occurred, where it's psychological or an outsider tech circumstance of some kind or another. Those who never backstory will definitely feel the effects of this Ashura episode. Now, the fact that a short story from Star Trek, Free the Search for Spock established a horror with a similar backstory is interesting. She escaped with Starfleet, this time in order to forget that her first love had been murdered. So I get it's a slight erecton despite the fact that it's not actually. In the past, Strange Worlds has largely relied on beta or ancilla material for its narratives. For example, the conclusion of the first season was reminiscent of the comic book series Early Voyages, in which Kirk used a time crystal to determine what would happen if he never left the Enterprise. They absolutely have to give him to walk a fine line in order to see how it works because we knew the Gorn would return in Season 2. From the first series from the trailer, it seems as though the Gorn are going after a human settlement, this time what appears to be Chief Patel in the World too. Captain Patel has been a love interest for Pike in Strange New Worlds at the beginning and end of Season 1. He'd eventually took Una into custody because she was an Illyrian. Captain Patel being captured by the Gaunt might be a good way to get the business to face for Gorn again in an informal capacity. The Pike decides to go ahead with the rescue mission even if Starfleet declines it. He particularly is the cattle rustler chief at this point. As previously stated, Una was taken into Starfleet custody in the previous season. However, the scenes in this trailer suggest that the situation will soon be resolved. While there aren't any scenes, what I'm going to make reference to in this trailer, in one of the other secret trailers for Peculiar New World Season 2, we really see a Starfleet court ringer being hit, which is close to a faculty record of Una. So, I think the first episode of a season will be a courtroom episode about getting Una back on the Enterprise and ready to join Starfleet as an additional member. This also fits well with Basher's claim in Deep Space Nine that there hasn't been a case like this in 100 years and that he served in Starfleet as an augmented individual. We get a little scene of